What's going on, everybody? We're back with the latest Madden 22 news. We're going to talk about some of the latest info that we found out. Also, EA dropped a new teaser trailer today, which we're going to look into as well. And I'm going to tell you guys what you can expect during this upcoming week, where they're going to dive deep into the gameplay aspect of Madden 22, which I know most of you want to find out about more than anything else. But really quickly, before we get into that, I do want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Karma, an app and Chrome extension that ensures you never miss a price drop or coupon codes when shopping online. But more about that later in the video. So the first thing we need to cover is the brief little teaser trailer that EA dropped today, which is highlighting some of the stuff they're going to be going over in the deep dive trailer tomorrow, which focuses a lot on the dynamic game day home field advantage type stuff. So let's check that trailer out really quickly. So as you can see, they're highlighting some of the dynamic game day stuff. The one that I thought looked the best in the trailer was definitely the Denver field, where you can see the opposing team struggling to kind of catch their breath because of the altitude. I like those nice little touches to the game. I think the dynamic game day and the home field advantage stuff is going to add much needed immersion to this game. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of that and the other news in just a second. But really quickly, let's hear a word from today's video sponsor. Now, like I said at the beginning, today's video is sponsored by Karma, an app and Chrome extension that helps save you a ton of money when shopping online. Now, me as a gaming YouTuber, I'm constantly having to update accessories, mouses, keyboards, lighting. In fact, just recently I had to get a new Xbox controller, and Karma was able to save me a few bucks on that purchase. On the Karma site or Chrome web store, just simply install the Karma plugin. It takes a few seconds. Now, whenever you visit a site, you can track items, save things you're interested in, and you'll get notifications via email or mobile push when any of your items go on sale, come back in stock, or have any active coupon codes. Here's a quick example. I'm looking at this Xbox controller right here on Amazon. I click the Karma logo on the side of the screen, and now I can set it to notify me when there's a price drop. You can view your list of all the products you've saved and even organize them so that you can shop more mindfully. Karma also scans your cart for coupon codes. Now, this is a special feature only on your computer, so the Chrome plugin is an absolute must-have. They also have a great cash back feature where you can actually earn cash via PayPal when you shop with select retail partners. Now, if you want to save yourself some money with Karma, you can download the free Chrome extension by using my link here on the screen. There'll also be a link down below in the description. So here's what you need to know about this upcoming week. Tomorrow, we're getting the deep dive trailer. Most of it's probably going to be centered around dynamic game day. There's going to be making of Madden podcast also dropping this week, just like they did last week for franchise mode, which we'll probably find out a lot of little details about gameplay when they talk with Clint Odenberg one-on-one. That's what I'm most interested in, because that's when we're going to find out more so the little things about gameplay which matter most. What did you redo? What did you fix? What did you take out of the game? What did you add to the game? Did you make this better or that better? Are the zones better? Is the block better? Now, granted, I've been playing the beta. I even did a video on my gameplay first impressions from the beta. I'll link that below in the description. And, I went over the things I liked and didn't like, and a couple of the areas I touched on were, blocking still had a lot of issues that we've known with Madden. Zone play had a lot of the same issues we've known with Madden. But what's interesting is, even since that video, the beta has gone through several updates, and some noticeable things have gotten better. Some things are still the same. I still find that blocking was still an issue. I'm just really not sure how much that stuff's going to change between now and when the game comes out. They're going to be tweaking and updating it because this isn't the final build of the game, but it's pretty close. It's pretty much what you're going to get. From years past, I will say the beta is usually very close to what we get on release day, but then you have this 2-month period of constant updates. So then once you get to October, the gameplay is a lot of times completely different than it was in August, and not necessarily in a better way, but they constantly tweak and try to patch things and fix glitches, and then it breaks other things. So Madden's gameplay is never really in a great state. I don't think many people would disagree with that statement. It's never really in a great state, but it's always changing because of all the updates. So while the beta has gone through some updates, and I've noticed some things like zone coverage definitely seem to improve a little bit in terms of how they rally to the ball, there's still definitely a lot of issues with some of the deeper zones not getting to the sidelines quick enough or reacting quick enough, but I've noticed some of the underneath stuff reacting a little bit better. Also, something to note, there was an update with the beta where they added a number of new formations and plays to the game, which was really nice to see, because that's an area myself and a lot of people look forward to each year. What are the new plays? Are there new formations? And some years we don't really get much of that. Some years we get more than other. Sometimes we get the post-launch updates where they do update playbooks. They didn't really do that in Madden 21, even though they said they were going to. But for Madden 22, definitely at launch, there's going to be some new stuff because the beta just got updated with that. And there's a couple of really cool formations, especially like in the Chiefs playbook, the Bears playbook, the Jags playbook. There's a number of playbooks that have some new formations, a new bunch style formation that's a little bit of a different alignment than the bunch formations that we know. And it honestly looks pretty cool. I definitely want to dive deeper into that as well. So this is how things are going to roll out this week. If you paid attention to what happened with franchise mode last week, on Tuesday, tomorrow, they're going to roll out the deep dive trailer, which in all honesty isn't going to be so much of a deep dive. It's just giving you more information than we already know. And then you're going to have the podcast throughout the week that's going to go into great detail because they're talking about a lot of the little things that you want to know about the gameplay. And then on Friday, you should get the Gridiron Notes blog, which is where you find out pretty much all of the information. If you remember this past week on Friday, that franchise mode blog was super long. I mean, especially when you compare it to last year when there really was no blog, but they went into depth about every little detail about franchise mode that was changing. And that's what you're going to expect Friday. So Friday is probably going to be the biggest day for gameplay because that's when they're going to touch on a lot of the little things. And here's a little tidbit for you that you definitely want to subscribe and turn the bell icon for. Wednesday, I should have some exclusive footage of gameplay for you guys. I don't know if it's going to be based out of the dynamic gameplay stuff or actual just regular gameplay. Don't really know the details yet, but I know that EA will be sending over some exclusive assets that have not been seen before, and you will get to see them first here on this channel. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you do not miss that when that drops. Now, the last thing I want to touch on really quickly is a little bit of MUT info that we got a couple days ago, which is really interesting. They're changing kind of the economy aspect of MUT this year, and this was expected because they did it in FIFA this past year. And as you can see on the screen here, a good thing about this for sure is they're surfacing a lot more information to you as it pertains to selling and buying cards. So when you go to sell a card, you have this information available to you that wasn't previously there in the older games. They're telling you what's the highest price of the card, what's the lowest price, how many are currently available, what's the median price of a card, and it'll show you recent sales of the card as well, which is good for when you're selling cards because in the past, a lot of times people would undervalue a card because maybe they didn't really know how to properly check for the value of that card, or maybe they were just too lazy to do it either way, and they would wind up selling the card much cheaper than it went for. Now, you're going to have this information surfaced to you so you have a better idea of what to sell that card for. Now, the downside of this is there's probably going to be a lot less sniping opportunities. Now, they're still going to be there, and I've seen some of the more experienced MUT economy guys talk about this, say there's still going to be opportunities to snipe, but it's undoubtedly going to be less opportunities because you're going to have, you know, a more knowledgeable player base that's going to know, hey, I should be selling this for this amount and not just kind of making a random guess. Now, the biggest factor in this and why they're implementing it, of course, is they're trying to curb the coin selling from third-party sites, because the thing is, once a card is on the auction house, every hour, kind of the new information is going to populate about that card, and it's going to set a median price for that card. But what it's also going to do is set a limit for how much you can sell that card for, and I believe how low you can sell that card for as well. So yes, you can still sell it for under the going rate, which would be where a snipe would come in, but the main thing here is you can only sell a card for so much, and that is going to definitely curb the coin selling, because if somebody wants to buy 1,000,000 coins, well, you can't just go sell any old card for 1,000,000 coins anymore. If the median price of that card is, let's say, 100,000, the max limit to sell it might be 200,000, let's say. So it's going to be a lot harder to transfer those coins, and I think, you know, obviously that's one of the main things they're trying to do here is kind of cut down on some of that coin selling. But I do think it's good that they're going to surface information to you from a seller standpoint. People are going to be more knowledgeable about what they should sell their cards for. But really interesting to see how this affects the mode going forward. I don't really play FIFA, so I don't know how it worked out over there, but I'm curious to see if this is going to cause some issues or what the case is going to be. Let me know what you think about this below. But that's it for today. Remember, tomorrow be back here. We're going to have some information, going to have some more exclusive info for you guys on Wednesday, and then on Friday we're going to have all the gameplay info. If you don't want to miss that stuff, make sure you subscribe and turn the bell icon on. I will see you guys next time.